Nice to meet you all. My name is Alon. I'm Noam's brother, and I'm a pastry chef. And I'm in Tel Aviv now. And I have this studio where I am now, and where I run workshops almost every day if we weren't in the quarantine now. And today I'm going to show you how to make Malabi. I love Malabi. I think Malabi is one of the best desserts there is. It's really Israeli, and it's really easy to make. Actually, it's really, really, really easy to make. If you are in the kitchen, you can make it with me. And we're not a big group, so you can ask me any question you like during the workshop. Can you just introduce yourself? Just tell me who you are. We're not that much people, so we can do that.
Sure, I'll start.
Yes.
I'm Shelly. I'm the social media manager of Masa. Everyone here knows me. That's it. And we're on Facebook and Instagram, so I hope maybe more people will join.
Great.
Hola, soy May.
Hi.
Ayer cuando fui a dormir.
Hi.
Hi. I'm from Haifa. Well, I live in Haifa.
Okay, great. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
I'm Tamar. I work for Masa.
Hi, Tamar. Hi, Tamar.
Hi, I'm Mirit. I also work for Masa in New York.
Hi, Miri.
Yay.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, Masa. I share רצתה להגיד.
Again, hi. I'm Yael. I also work for Masa.
Nice to meet you, Ed. Okay, great. So I'll start, and if anyone wanna say something, go ahead. So I'm about to make the Malabi, and for that, I think we published the ingredients for the recipe, but I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna just do this with the camera so you see the pot. And anyone who wants to do it while I'm doing it, go ahead. So I have here 400 milliliters of milk. It's about 2.5 cups. And I'm gonna add some sugar, just granulated sugar inside. Now, what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna heat everything together. What we're trying to do is basically melt the sugar because we don't want it to stay crystallized. And I'm gonna turn on the heat. Medium heat is gonna be fine. And I'm gonna stir it. Now, if you wanna add flavor to the Malabi, and in general for everything you're making, you can put it inside and let it infuse. So I'm gonna add some vanilla paste. You can also use vanilla extract or vanilla bean if you have. Just about 1/4 of a teaspoon, yes. But you don't have to add it at all. You can just leave it without the vanilla. So that's the first step. Now, meanwhile, this is happening. We have another very important ingredient, and that's cornstarch. That looks good. Yes, Shelly, it looks good. It's a really good company, actually. Yes, it's the best company. Okay. So here I have cornstarch, and this what's gonna make the batter be thick, because cornstarch works when it's surrounded with heat. Now, the thing is that if I want to insert all this cornstarch inside the pot, I'll probably gonna get some lumps because the cornstarch will not get like an evenly surrounding in the hot milk. So the best way to handle with it is just to add water to the cornstarch. Let me just show you this. And then I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna stir it really good. Because basically what's gonna happen now is that the cornstarch is gonna melt inside the water. It's gonna be as a liquid. Okay, look, it dissolved.
How much water to add?
It's about 2 teaspoons, but in general, you can add more. You just need to melt the cornstarch.
Okay.
Okay, so can you see the pot? Yes, good. So in a few seconds, the milk's gonna boil. And what I'm gonna do when it boils, I'm gonna remove it from the fire and then add my cornstarch at one time and start whisking. So I'm gonna do it now. Okay. So I'm adding the cornstarch into the pot and immediately I have to stir. If I won't stir, I'm gonna get lumps. So it's very important to do so. Now you can see that immediately you get a much thicker batter, but it's not enough. So the next step is basically to cook it. But now we have to do it in low temperature. So put it on your least warm fire, your smallest fire, and continue with. And that's the most important stage because it's going to be ready once it starts to bubble. Do you guys have any questions? No, because it's easy, yes. Okay, can you see the bubbles? Okay, so it's basically done. I have the bubbles. And now, what I want you to do once you're finished is just to pass it through a rinser so you don't have any lumps. You don't have to do it, but it just to make sure that everything's all right. Now, I want to show you the texture once it's done. It's supposed to be thick, but still run, okay? So I'm bringing my cups. What is that? Read about God here. Okay. So I'm gonna move on. Once it's ready, just pour it to the serving glasses. This amount's supposed to to last for 4 portions. Okay, and that's it. How are you doing, Shelly?
It's not thick enough yet. So I'm still whisking it, stirring it.
You see
I
the
will
bubbles?
wait. What?
You see the bubbles?
Yes, I do. But it's not thick. Not
No,
enough.
it's too thick. It's supposed to be like a thick liquid.
Wait, I'll show you. Okay. כן, אתה תכוון למצלמה ואני אראה לו. Is it good? You see it's like, I think 2.
Well, I can't see actually because of the light.
Wait. With a spoon. Yeah. I think it's too liquidy. Yeah. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I just keep whisking it.
Yes. Now, when you're done, you just need to let it cool down, and then you can get a really ready Malabi. Okay. I already made 2, so you can do the ready ones.
Yeah.
I made it in this glass. Okay, and you can see that it's in a Malabi texture. Okay, so how are you doing, guys?
Feels like Master Chef. זה לחץ.
How much cornstarch you put inside?
I put 3 tablespoons, right? Yeah. Tablespoons? Yeah.
Tablespoons, not teaspoons.
Yes. No teaspoons. לא.
Okay.
כפות. כן, יכול להיות שאני צריכה להוסיף עוד. שמתי 2.5 חלב.
2.5?
שמתי יותר מדי חלב. אוקיי, אז אני אוסיף עוד המילן. כמה לשים?
2 tablespoons. Okay.
סבבה, that's the problem.
Meanwhile, can I move on to the syrup?
Yeah, of course.
So let's move on to the syrup. Now the thing is with the syrup that it adds color and also flavor to the Malabi. We usually do it with a rose flavored extract or just like a rose water bottle you can use. I don't know if you like it. Like I love it, but not everyone loves it. When it's too concentrated, it smells like air freshener. So you really need to use a little. Now, what I'm about to do now is just make a simple syrup, and it's going to be with sugar and water. Now, the easiest way to make a syrup is just to heat it and let the sugar dissolve. That's all. Now, let me ask you a question. Basically, the syrup is usually red. Can you tell me what makes it red? Does anyone know?
Rose water? I don't know how you say it. Mevradim?
Maybe rose water is it's clear. It's not red.
Oh. I don't know. Food coloring, no.
You can use food coloring, and you can also use like a like a concentrated raspberry syrup, like vitaminчик, you know?
Oh.
Nice. It's really common that people just use this or a pomegranate concentrated syrup that they just put over the Malabi. But this is the syrup. You can see all the sugar dissolved. And it's ready. And it's ready for me to add the flavors. So this is my rose flavor. Now, see, I'm gonna use like few drops. Don't put more. I'm just gonna use this part of my teaspoon. I'm gonna dip it in and add, this is 5 drops. Don't add more before you taste. If you don't get enough flavor, just add more, but you can't remove what you put in.
What did you just add?
The rose extract, the Maybelline. So I'm just gonna taste it. Now I need some more. And then 5 more drops. Oh yes, that's enough. Now I'm just gonna add some few drops of food coloring, and it's gonna be ready. Do you have food coloring at home? Yes, good.
Yes.
Great. Hey.
How long should I put the Malabi in the fridge for?
You can put it for like 1 hour, but if you're in a rush, you can put it for 30 minutes in the freezer.
No rush.
No.
No one is going anywhere.
Yeah. So, some food coloring.
So I'm going back if it's okay. After the sugar dissolved to the water, you put the Mevradim or vitaminчик, as you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. How much vitaminчик if I'm using it?
It's actually based on the flavor you want to achieve. You can just put how much you want. Some people just use vitaminчик without making any syrup. That's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
So, wait, let me show you. The syrup is now ready. Okay. Oh, not this way. It's really red, and that's what I want. And again, you just need to let it cool down for about 30 minutes, but you can put it in the fridge if you want to make it fast. Okay. Next, to the toppings. So, see what I have here. I have some pistachios, and actually I brought some hazelnuts, but you can use walnuts and you can use other nuts you love, and also some shredded coconut. Okay, but also you don't have to use it if you don't like coconut. That's fine. Now, I just need to chop the pistachios. I think the best technique to chop the nut is just to use a large chef knife if you have, and just do it this way. Hold the knife here and just let it drop down. And you can also put it in the food processor. The hazelnuts, and then we can assemble the dessert. Great. So Shelly, how's the Malabi doing? Wait, you're not Shelly, right?
No,
Emily.
I'm Emily.
Okay, hi Emily.
Hi. Okay, so
It's great.
I have the syrup. Wait, I'll show it to
Great.
the camera. It's very red, but okay, you can see it.
Great.
And I just put the Malabi in the fridge, and I chopped some pistachios.
Oh, that's a good one. Good. Great.
That's it. We don't have coconut, so it will be just
Okay. So here's my ready Malabi. Just gonna assemble the Malabi. Just gonna. You see it okay? So here's my syrup. I made one earlier, so it's cooled down. And I'm just gonna put some. Don't put too much unless you really love it. It has a really nice color. Now, let's add coconut. Pistachios. Now it looks like a Malabi. And some. Wow, looks amazing. Okay, so that's the Malabi. And I hope you can agree with me that it's not too hard to make. And it's really, really good. I really love it. Okay, that's really nice.
Cheers.
So,
Yay.
yay. But we actually have more time, and if you like, I can show you another really, really easy recipe to make butter cookies.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's really easy. I mean, it's really
Yay.
something special in your kitchen.
I love that.
Let's do it. Just 1 minute.
So what do we need for the butter cookies?
Okay, so for the butter cookies, I'm just gonna bring it and I'll show you.
I saw them on your Instagram, so.
Food channel. So for the butter cookies, we have here 100 grams of butter, and my butter is soft. I put it outside the fridge for about 30 minutes, and now it's really soft. You can see it's really, really soft. I also have 3 tablespoons of, no, 2 like a really generous tablespoons of powdered sugar, but you can also use regular sugar. I have egg yolk, and I have 1 cup of regular flour. That's all. That's all you need. Okay. You want me to wait for you?
Yeah, I think they're stressing out. Let's give them a second.
Thank you.
How many eggs?
Okay.
1 yolk.
1 yolk.
Thank you, Sophie. Okay, 1 yolk. Wait,
I'm writing this down.
1 yolk, okay. And I'm trying to melt my butter, so.
You can use melted butter, but it's better to use soft butter.
Okay.
And then we want you to do a delivery. The chicken. If Alon Chabo can do it, that would be better.
An egg delivery, and I will do a cookie delivery. No problem.
Simple.
To put the yolk already with the cream, with the butter? No, okay.
Lala.
Okay. But the sugar and the flour I can put together?
You can put the sugar with the butter, but
Okay.
the flour and the egg yolks waiting.
Okay. And you said 2 tablespoons of sugar?
Like really large, or 3 moderate, like just put 2 large, like simi benedivut, simi הרבה.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, so let's do it. So I'm using a fork.
Okay, can you bring me a fork, please?
And do this. I'm trying to cream the butter with sugar. Just pressing it together.
Shelly, come and see our job.
אבל עם זה?
כן.
תודה רבה. תביא לי את זה לקרא.
Okay. You know it's ready when it looks like a buttercream, like a frosting cream. It's supposed to look like this.
אפשר עם הידיים? Can we do it with my hands?
Do it with your hands, sure.
Yeah, you're gonna do it? Okay.
Okay. Good.
Kitchen entrance.
No, good. Good.
Yeah. Before I'm gonna put the egg yolk, you can put any flavor you want inside. I mean, if you want like a cinnamon cookie, just put some cinnamon, or I don't know, some salt or some lemon zest, whatever you want. You don't have to do it. I'm just gonna show you. Okay. And now. So 1 egg yolk, and I'm gonna keep stirring it until it's all incorporated. Okay. And once it's ready, it's supposed to look, again, like really, I don't know, like mixed. Oh, what are you putting there? Oh, nice. Good, good one. A sophisticated flavor. So once everything's here, I'm just gonna put the flour inside And you know what? I'm just gonna use my hand as well, but with the glove. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix it together until a dough starts to form. I'm doing this with my fingers. They're all spread, and I'm just gonna rotate my hand like a mixer. Okay, look at this. It's almost done. It's crumbly, but I really need to make a dough. So just press it and that's it. It's ready. Okay, that's all. It's easy, right?
מאוד.
כן.
Yeah. Now, in order to make round cookies, you have two choices. You can just roll it between two baking papers and just like, how do you say, like a used cookie cutter? What's the word for that?
A cookie cutter.
Yeah. No, how do you
But
say?
the action.
To like pinch it, not pinch it. That. To cut it, yes. You can cut it with a cookie cutter. Yes.
We all know what you're saying. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So, but I think the second option is better, and it's really nice. I'm just gonna take the dough, I'm putting it on a baking paper, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring it all together and start to make this shape, like a cylinder shape. So I'm starting from the middle and spreading it out. What you can see that quickly, I'm gonna get a really long, like a stick of dough. Okay. And once it's ready, I'm just gonna wrap it and put it in the freezer for 15 minutes. Now the thing is that you wanna freeze it in order to cut it to those like cookie, like circled cookies. So I already made one in advance. Oh, let me see how you're doing there. Okay, great. Now just, okay. Great.
So
and just
roll it?
Yes, great. Roll it. From the middle to the outside.
Okay.
Okay, you can make it smaller. You're duck. That's what.
I'm trying.
And I'm just gonna bring my ready one that has been for an hour in the freezer, but 15 minutes enough. And again, so got my cutting board. That's my ready one. Look, it's firm. And now if you want to upgrade the cookies, you can add some sugar to wrap it all over. And you can also just cut it like it is. So if I'm just want a simple cookie, I'm just gonna cut it. And put it on the oven tray. But if I want to upgrade it, what I can do is take some sugar. And I'm going to bring some water, just a minute. Add some water and a brush. You can use it actually with your hand. You don't have to brush it. I'm going to brush the dough because I want the sugar to stick to the dough. And if you want, you can also add like chopped nuts, chopped pistachios, or whatever you want. Okay, so it's covered with sugar. And now I can cut the rest. I can actually do it in two. Okay, so just put it. Now the baking is at 170 degrees Celsius. I use a turbo. But you don't have to use turbo.
For how long?
For about 12 to 15 minutes until the cookie starts to brown. A little bit, not too much.
Okay.
What's nice about those cookies that you can make the dough, put it in the freezer for, you can put it up to a month in the freezer. And whenever you want, you can just cut it and make it for you to make it fresh. But it lasts for about 2 weeks in a sealed box. And it's really easy. Okay, so
Alon, do you think it's gonna work with the flour, like the gluten-free flour for Pesach?
yes, I think it might work, but it depends on which brand. Do you know some brand?
כמו תמי, כמו קמח, כרגיל, something like that.
Tami and Kemach Kargil are great. You can use it in the same portion, like this is 1 cup, so use 1 cup of substance.
Try and let us know how it is for Passover.
I will, don't worry.
I will tell you how it is for daily life.
Just gonna my hands. And that's it. Do you have any questions, maybe?
No.
No?
Oh, maybe yes. How much flour, if I want to make them like chocolate flavor with cocoa, if I want to make them, what's the flour cocoa ratio?
It's actually pretty simple. You just take 1 tablespoon of the flour and add 1 tablespoon of
cocoa.
Yes, that's it. And you can
Wow.
nice cocoa flavor cookie.
Great.
Okay, now let's just see the Malabi. You can see the texture. Like a classic Malabi.
Great.
And it's delicious.
You will eat and we'll wait.
No, it's really good. It's really, really good. And next time, if you even want to upgrade it more, you can replace some of the milk with heavy whipping cream, and then it will be even better. Also, the last thing, if you don't want to use dairy, you can use any substitute for milk, like almond milk, soy milk, just in the same grams. And that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
תודה.
תודה רבה.